So here we have a couple of cheap guitars, one of which we haven't seen. This is the type of thing that comes in every once in a while, and they're older, cheap, classical guitars. This is the interesting one to me. It's a smaller size, but it's an Infante, and it's got a spruce ply top and terrible action. Saddle is maxed out. You can see the headstock there. And this one is another Encore. And these we've seen acoustics and electrics from this company. So you'll recognize that label or that logo. And these are all over eBay. So these require setting up, making playable, and then they're going to charity. If the neck is warped, I might clamp it up, get it hot and clamp it up. So let's look at the back of this one. The wood's quite nice. Nice mahogany, a little bit of wear. It's got one of these cheap necks. There's no neck heel, no neck foot on that. Last time I saw something like that was one of those guitars they sell over here. I'll think of the name in a minute. I've had one like that on a video, I think, the last couple of years, but usually on cheaper guitars. Because there's no neck foot, of course the neck is more liable to move, and it has. Luckily this one is strung with nylon strings. A lot of times the culprit is people putting steel strings on these guitars, and it ruins the necks. This one has no strings at all, so yet to be determined on the action and all that. I suspect it'll have a similar problem. It'll need a very, very shallow saddle, and the action will be, just about playable. So these are not earth shakers. I'm not going to bother putting these on my eBay page. I'm going to make them play and then sell them for charity. So the charity gets a bit of money and someone gets a guitar for 20, 30 quid. This is the kind of thing that I get a lot that I don't film. So I just decided to show you these because mostly because of this one. I don't think we've had an Infante guitar come through, and you'll see a lot of these on UK eBay as well. This one I might do a setup and do a separate video for it. The Encore, I think you've seen probably enough Encores to get the idea, so I probably won't do one for that one. Or maybe I'll just do them together. So there you go. And yeah, we'll see if we can get these playing. Not much more to say about these, except to say that you can find lots and lots and lots of guitars just like this on all the usual places: charity shops, thrift shops, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, car boot sales over here, and 95% of the time they'll be non-playable. They won't be set up. They'll be projects. And people will sell them to you for your kid. And if your kid starts playing on this, he's not going to play very, very long. So I would say only buy these project guitars. First of all, knowing they're going to need work. And second of all, developing some setup skills of your own. Or having a reliable, affordable solution to get the modicum of work done. Now, if a guitar shop charges 75 plus pounds or dollars for a setup to something like this, it's not worth it. That's more than the guitar is worth. These guitars didn't go for that new. Well, they might have gone, this one might have gone for that new, but the other one, probably a £69 job. So putting 75 into it doesn't make sense. So I probably wouldn't take this to a shop. and have them work on it, because you're going to be paying more than the thing's worth. You just buy a new one. So I would say people that have the skills or are willing to learn the skills should buy these, knowing that they need work to be playable for whomever they're going to give it to. And certainly don't buy it to resell if you don't have those skills, because you're never going to recover your money out of them. Most of them need fretwork. A lot of them have warped necks because there's no truss rod in these things. I find a lot of people have put steel strings on and ruined the necks. And a lot are just poorly made. These two aren't bad. They are spruce, laminate. And they do have, well, this one looks to have a rosewood board. The other one looks to have possibly a stained board. But they get a lot worse than this. With the sort of slab cut tops that you see. Catalpe and all those woods, basswood. And those are a lot worse. Usually with a lot worse problems. Often, the problems start when you buy them new, because they're not made well enough and they're poorly set up at the factory so that they can bang them out for 40, 50 quid a piece. So yeah, these cheap guitars, particularly classical guitars, should come with a caveat for those of you that want to pick them up. Now, when I give these to charity, they'll be in the charity shop window and somebody can pick them up and they'll be able to play them. That is not going to usually be the case for most charity shop guitars. Most of them are awful, not set up, often missing strings, often unplayable. So people should beware that they're going to come needing work and there's not a lot of value in them at all. I just saw one of these, or rather the charity that I work with sold one of these like this and got, I think, 30 quid for it. Now, my time that I put in to set that one up and the strings I put on it are probably more than that amount of money. So that just gives you an indication of what you're dealing with things like this. Should they be junked? Absolutely not. The right person should buy this, should fix it up, should cycle it back into the playing world, should get a kit on it. There's no reason why it can't be a good learner guitar. It just needs to go to the right hands for that to happen. And a lot of times they don't. The kid quits, it goes in someone's cupboard and ends up back in the charity shop 10, 15, 30 years later needing all the same work or more. So yeah, here's the case of two inexpensive, mass-produced classical guitars. One is an Encore, the other is an Infante. The Infante, I think, is slightly better made, slightly better woods, but is actually probably the worst guitar in terms of work in this scenario because of that neck. But there you go. I'll see if I can get back to you with more good stuff. Thank you for your comments as well. And it's another cold day out there today. So I'm here in my workshop trying to get as much work as I can done early in the day before it drops down even further. All right, folks. See you on the next one.